I saw Moana 2 and I saw Wicked at the box office during Thanksgiving. Yeah. Thanksgiving week was like a juggernaut of money making in Hollywood. They basically had like a Barbenheimer situation on their hands because Gladiator 2 did well. I don't know if you ever watched Moana. Did you see Moana?
No, my niece kept singing that song. I was like, daughter, die water, daughter, die water.
Water, it calls me. Well, Lin-Manuel did that music, and he did a tremendous job on the first one. I think the songs they fucking slap. Much like Wicked. I mean, Wicked is, the music is fantastic. Always has been, always will be. When you and I defying gravity. I thought Moana 1 was, you had The Rock there, and you had kind of a new Disney princess who... I think she had a good character. And Boba Fett plays her dad. That's something nobody ever talks about.
They call me Boba Fett. So I'll try to drink less beer.
So the gut doesn't stick out so far.
He's great.
And I tried to cut back on the beers so the stomach wouldn't be out too far. Because some of these fans were calling me Boba Fett.
This movie, Lin-Manuel did not do the music. Look, honestly, like if you want like music that's going to kill, you need either Lin-Manuel or you need the Lopez's.
Yeah, you got to get those guys.
It's just true, man. Lin-Manuel he's kind of like Tarantino in as much as like he's so fucking good, people are sick of it. You know? People are like, you better not like him. He's too good.
Because he did Encanto, right?
Yeah. And of course, Hamilton.
Hamilton.
I almost said Hamlet too.
Hamlet too. That's.
I have a device.
Hamlet 2?
The Deuce, correct.
Doesn't everybody die at the end of the first one?
I have a device.
The time machine door.
That's the device.
I remember when we talked about Encanto, I heard him say like, "I wish I had gotten in on the ground floor with Moana, because I actually got to be part of like the writing development of Encanto, and I got to." Then you can make a real musical out of it where the musical numbers tell the story, as opposed to showing up to a screenplay and then inserting music. Even still, I just think the music in Moana is really fantastic. But yeah, whoever did this one, I think there was like one song that was okay, but... And the whole thing, even though it was animated beautifully and all that, there's like a new cast of characters. None of them are memorable. The adventure itself felt kind of smaller in a way, or the stakes felt, even though I think technically the stakes were bigger, but like more like a best hits of the first one, with some crappier music.
Didn't I hear a rumor that this was supposed to be a made for TV like Disney Plus thing?
Well, you know what? It kind of does feel that way. And they left it on a cliffhanger where Tamatoa comes back and they imply that there's going to be some kind of rogues gallery of Moana villains. That's going to, I don't know what happened. It's kind of a shame because I just think Moana 1 is really good. Now my kid said that it was better than the first one. So,
Wait, it didn't do bad at the box office, right?
No, it did great. It did great. Whatever makes the children happy. I just thought it was a big step down from the first one, unfortunately. And then Wicked was interesting because much like Skeleton Crew, I felt that it had a really clear visual vision. It really, they didn't just show up and kind of shoot it.
And this is part 1, right?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, so it's an adaptation of the stage show starring Ariana Grande and that woman who is very dramatic during press tours.
Yeah, they're always holding hands.
They're holding hands. They're kind of weeping, and they're very fucking. It's just like really ostentatious rich lady behavior. Like nobody acts this way. There's this video. She's like, the interviewer was trying to kind of like appeal to them, and she was like, I'm hearing that lots of people are saying that defying gravity is holding space for them right now. And she was like, I didn't know that. I hadn't heard that. Oh my God, that's incredible. Is it true? They're holding space for us. And then the interviewer's like, yeah, I mean, it's just a couple of social media posts. I don't know.
It's like two people.
And then they held hands like slowly. It's such a fucking weird clip.
This week, people are taking the lyrics of Defying Gravity and really holding space with that and feeling power in that.
I didn't know that was happening.
I've seen it, yeah.
That's really powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know that was happening.
I've seen it on a couple posts.
So anyway, the movie, the music was great. The visuals are awesome. Casting pretty good, including Ariana Grande. I thought she played her role nicely. Costuming, great. Blocking, dance, choreography, great. I think the critical error in it. So the stage show is, I think, like 2.5 hours total. This thing was like 2 hours and 40 minutes, and it stops at Defying Gravity. So Defying Gravity is the end of the movie. And then they're going to do a second half at some point in the future. And I assume that they're going to like Hobbit that part, because they hobbited this a bit.
So were they like stretch stuff or?
Yeah, I don't think they really added any like plot elements per se, but all the stuff between the songs, there was a lot of chuffa between the songs.
It just takes longer.
Everything takes longer. Everything like was an extra 3 or 4 shots. Everything was like a little more dialogue, a little bit more pregnant pauses, a little bit more like we're going to go to this location, then that location. And it doesn't work because the stage show was designed to get you from one musical number to the next.
Right.
Because the music is why you're here. And that tells the story. And so if you are stopping the audience cold between the musical numbers and you're spreading the musical numbers too far apart from one another, yeah, you kind of lose what would otherwise be like really wonderful momentum. But the theater I was in was packed. There were some teen ladies behind me that were very into it. They were not singing. I keep hearing this thing about like people were singing in the.
Well, they're releasing sing-along versions that you'll go to the theater and you'll sing along.
I guess fair enough, because it probably when the studio hears like people want to sing along to it, that's like, oh, that's great marketing. We want people to engage with the movie and be excited about the movie. But then it's like, oh, but you're not supposed to do things like that in a movie theater. So
it is kind of brilliant to be like, you can come to these shows and you can sing.
Yeah. La 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 la. You can't really lose with this music. My kid loved it. She'll one complaint about the visuals. It's a little under color corrected. It's like a little grayscaley.
Oh, really? Interesting. So you would think like the wonderful World of Oz would be not grayscale.
Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's like again, like Defying Gravity is in the show. It takes place in like a bell tower or a clock tower or something like that, and so it's at nighttime, and so it's like dusky, and it's meant to be a little bit dark, but it ends up being like gray, and it's like the end of the movie. So like I want to see some color and some brightness, but Jeff Goldblum plays Oz. And he shows up, and he's very much himself. He just shows up and just decides, like, fuck it, I'll be me again.
I'm Jeff Goldblum.
It's so ridiculous.
Like at one point in time, he just stopped acting in his career.
Did you ever think that laugh from the helicopter scene would be so iconic?
No, I don't even think that was in the script, was it? Ian laughs? No. I think I just came out with a.
Oh, you know what? Idina Menzel and what's her name? Kristen Chenoweth. They show up in the Emerald City, and they're like, supporting dancers and singers or something. They're like so awesome, and you're like, oh, I kind of wish that there was a movie version of this with the original cast. It's like the Power Rangers problem.
Oh, you get the woman who squeezes the potato.
Oh my God.
Come on, give up the juice.
Have I been getting mocked in the comments lately for being gay for musicals? Is this
whatever? Who cares?
Fine. Who doesn't like a good musical? Fuck La La Land.
Do you think?
Fuck it in its stupid neck. Nina pointed out the entire time that we were getting hyped for La La Land. She was like, "It looks like crap, guys. They're doing a lot of this stuff." Vacant, humanless stories.
Nothing about it that connects with me as a person.
Ryan Gosling basically just did his Ryan Gosling character and didn't even rise above that.
All 4 of us hate it. The first movie I ever saw with him was Drive, and I thought, like, this guy is terrible.
Go look at a song like La Resistance from that movie and see how it corner pieces what's before it and after it, and compare it to any song in La La Land that doesn't do anything in service of the story.
Jacking off. This is because of Joker 2, isn't it?
I've seen people coming around to Joker 2, at least online.
Listen, let me tell you something. Every L take I have will turn into a W take before long. It's coming. You know how unpopular it was to take a dump in James Rolfe's mouth in 2021?
Oh, it was very unpopular.
That's fine.
When that thing took off, oh my God.
I remember my bathroom was getting redone, and
You couldn't take a shit.
My ass was backed up.
He's the angriest gamer you've ever heard. You bet your ass!
But yeah, I remember I was getting bombarded by hatred and vitriol. I was like, oh man. My thing I would say about Joker 2 is it's a shitty musical, actually.
Yeah.
So it's like the opposite problem as Wicked. Wicked's a really good musical that has like a bad non-musical aspects to it, and I think Joker 2 is a really interesting movie that has a musical that imposes itself on us. I watched it a second time, and I was jiving with the non-musical parts, and I was really not enjoying the musical parts. They really, really fuck the movie up.
You gotta go a little crazy to make great fucking art.
Subscribe to Red Cow Entertainment on Patreon for full episodes every other week.